Now at 9, former NFL star O.J. Simpson is dead at 76. Tonight we're hearing the impact his death had on the community and his family.
Plus, teachers with guns, how Tennessee is looking to pass a controversial bill that will allow educators to carry a concealed weapon. Reaction from lawmakers, teachers, and parents.
And Arizona legislators passed a new abortion ban this week. We've got video of the chaos that erupted on both sides of the aisle.
And we're still talking about that solar eclipse and its impact on more than just the lucky millions of people that witnessed it, and what influence it also had on the economy.
Drier weather ahead. I'll have the full details coming up. NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Brooke Falrad.
And I'm Demar Robinson.
New this morning, former NFL star O.J. Simpson has died yesterday at age 76. O.J.'s death was officially announced today via social media. His family said that he lost his battle with prostate cancer and was surrounded by his children and grandkids, but they were eclipsed by his 1995 acquittal in the brutal killings of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend Ron Goldman. In 2007, police arrested him in Las Vegas on several felony charges, including kidnapping and armed robbery. He went to jail and was released on parole 9 years later.
Instagram is taking steps to crack down on teenage sextortion, an alarming trend where scammers convince teens to send them nude photos. And they tell the teens they'll post the images online unless the victims send money or gift cards. The company announced today it's testing a new feature to curb the crime, including blurring nude images sent in direct messages and letting users know when they've interacted with somebody who's engaged in financial sextortion. The FBI says it's seen an increase in cases in recent years, often started by scammers overseas. Instagram says the feature should soon be available worldwide. Instagram's parent company, Meta, and other social media networks have faced thousands of wrongful death lawsuits about how the platforms have caused harm to young users. Meta teamed up with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to develop a tool that lets young people create a unique digital fingerprint for the explicit images they want taken down from the internet.
A bill moving through the Tennessee State House is igniting a new national debate over armed teachers in the classroom. The bill passed this week would allow school staff to carry a concealed weapon around students as young as kindergartners. One lawmaker states teachers are the first line of defense against an active shooter because police response can be up to half an hour away. But as Laura Geary shows us, some teachers and parents aren't buying that reasoning.
The backlash immediate after Tennessee state senators passed SB 1325 Tuesday, allowing teachers and staff in K-12 public schools to carry a concealed handgun on school grounds.
We know overwhelmingly so many Tennesseans do not support legislation like this. Surely there's somewhere that we can meet in the middle.
There's been a lot of misinformation about this legislation.
Tennessee Republican State Senator Paul Bailey says the bill has a lot of, quote, guardrails, steps a teacher would have to complete first. Among them,
they must go through a background check. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation will be conducting that, as well as fingerprinting. They have to do a psychological evaluation, and they have to have a minimum of 40 hours of training alongside school resource officers.
Just over a year ago, Nashville was rocked by a shooting at a private Christian school. 3 students and 3 adults died before police killed the suspect. One gun reform activist and filmmaker, whose son was among 17 people killed by a gunman at a Parkland, Florida high school in 2018, had this to say.
You're arming teachers for what? Now you're going to have more guns inside the school. How is that going to help? We need to put less guns outside there, but we also need to create awareness.
Teachers and faculty and administrators don't think that it's in the best interest of their school. They don't have to implement this policy.
The bill still has to pass in Tennessee's House before the governor could sign it into law. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Under Tennessee's Senate Bill 1325, teachers and staff wishing to carry a gun to school would need to comply with some multiple requirements, including obtaining a written authorization form from their district superintendent, their principal, and the chief of the local law enforcement agency.
Republican politicians in Arizona and across the country are now being forced to go public with their position on abortion after the Arizona Supreme Court on Monday paved the way for a near-total abortion ban from 1864 to take effect. Lost on the shelf are people seeking medical treatment that can only be administered by an abortion provider. Cole Higgin reports.
Chaos on the floor of the Arizona House of Representatives Wednesday as Republicans block an effort to repeal a near-total ban on abortion in the state.
All in favor of that motion, vote aye. Aye. All opposed, vote no. Ayes have it, so ordered.
The dramatic scene comes just one day after the Arizona Supreme Court ruled on Tuesday that an 1864 law banning nearly all abortions except when necessary to save a pregnant person's life is enforceable. The law carries a prison sentence of 2 to 5 years for abortion providers, making it one of the strictest laws in the country and solidifying abortion as a key issue in this year's elections. Former President Donald Trump is already shifting on a position he announced Monday that abortion should be left to the states, promising that Arizona's Democratic Governor Katie Hobbs would take care of it, quote, very quickly.
I'm sure that the governor and everybody else are going to bring it back into reason.
Meanwhile, with the abortion ban set to take effect in the coming weeks, it's the people of Arizona who are searching for answers.
They're confused. There's a lot of chaos. People want to know just how long we're going to be able to provide services. Like I said, we're very, very focused on ensuring that Arizonans have access for as long as we are legally able to provide access.
I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Voters in Arizona may ultimately have the final say on the issue of the abortion. Supporters of the abortion rights say that they've gathered enough signatures to have measure enshrining the right to an abortion on the ballot this November. Let's take our first look at weather. Noah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, rain's still moving throughout the region like we've seen most of the day here. We see a line of north-south showers moving through places like Muncie, approaching Portland and Winchester over the next 30 minutes to an hour. Overall, though, looking at hometown temperatures throughout east central Indiana, most places in the upper 40s are right at that 50 mark. 54 the hot spot here in Portland, 49 in Hartford City, 50 in Muncie. Now, the three things I'm going to watch tonight in my full forecast are dry conditions finally after several days of rain here. Still have rain continuing through tomorrow afternoon, but much warmer temps, even maybe a shot at 80. I'll have all this and more coming up later. My full forecast in the show.
Thank you so much, Noah. As the cosmic energy from the total solar eclipse settles down, one Muncie business felt the traffic of the big event. NewsLink Indiana's Tara Konechny has more.
Although the city is not sure on exactly how many people traveled to Muncie to catch the Sky show on Monday quite yet, Director of Communications for the city of Muncie says they didn't see as many people as they originally planned for.
As a whole, the impact was a little bit lower than was anticipated. We didn't see quite as much influx of people as the State Tourism Board was really anticipating. But we were prepared and we still had a fantastic turnout.
Amazing Joe's restaurant, which has been in business for 15 years in Muncie, said the foot traffic in the restaurant was busy.
It was the busiest Sunday we've had, I would argue, ever, besides maybe Mother's Day. But even still, it was, the restaurant was full until we closed.
They also enjoyed seeing visitors from out of town trying their signature dishes for the first time, like breaded tenderloin.
Some of our menu items, we don't think about it. Country fried chicken, I don't think it was. Breaded tenderloin, we don't think about it, but we had so many people, this is what a breaded tenderloin is. Like, that is crazy. This is a country fried chicken. We've never had this before. And I'm like.
In Muncie, Tara Konechny, NewsLink, Indiana.
The city says they will have the official numbers on how many people were here in Muncie for the eclipse next week.
Up next, measles cases are on the rise, how the CDC is warning the public.
Plus, the CDC is also warning of counterfeit Botox in the market, how it can affect users, including some dangerous side effects.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew a girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Welcome back. Measles cases are on the rise, and that could lead to a change of its classification. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says there have been more than 100 cases of measles in the U.S. since January. In 2000, measles were officially eliminated, which means there have been no outbreaks for at least a 12-month period. According to today's report from the CDC, officials say that if there is a major breakout, measles could lose its elimination status. The CDC says measles is a very contagious and is encouraging people to get a measles shot to help it prevent from spreading.
People in at least 2 states have been hospitalized after receiving cosmetic injections commonly known as Botox. 4 cases have been reported in Tennessee and 2 cases have been reported in Illinois. The injections were administered in a non-medical setting. A key chemical ingredient in Botox is said to cause the reaction. Only the purified form is approved by the FDA for use by licensed healthcare providers as a cosmetic treatment. The CDC says in the statement, the source of the botulinum toxin products that sickened the patients in Tennessee and Illinois are currently unknown. Botulism is a rare but serious illness. It is caused by toxins released by the bacteria that attacks the nervous system.
A dry weekend ahead. I'll have the full details coming up after the break.
As a dad, every day is a challenge.
To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try to teach them.
When they learn something new and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
When tornadoes touched down in parts of our viewing area, NewsLink Indiana kept you informed days in advance.
You do need to be seeking shelter.
Marginal risk of severe weather.
And days after.
The roof has been ripped completely off of this house,
giving you a first-hand look at the communities affected.
When your neighbors lose their house and you don't, how lucky you are.
The first to alert you of severe weather before it happens. NewsLink Indiana Weather.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember you threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back. It's been a really rainy period throughout the past couple of days here in East Central Indiana, and tonight is no different. If we take a look outside right now, we see showers and thunderstorms really moving across portions of the Great Lakes all the way from Chicago all the way over to Pittsburgh with the low pressure system that's moved through, really bringing us some heavier rain and flooding concerns. And this is really reflected by what we've seen, especially over the rainfall totals over the last 24 to 36 hours. Now, Muncie, Newcastle, and Portland all well above 2 inches of rain, especially in the past 36 hours here. Gas City sitting at 1.8 inches. So you can see why such rain in such a small amount of time can really lead to some flooding concerns. We still have a flood watch, in effect for Grant, Blackford, and Jay counties in the northern part of east central Indiana until 2 a.m. tomorrow. So definitely something you want to watch if you're headed out anywhere tonight. But overall, going to be scattered showers in nature as you're headed out tonight, a low of 46. Those northwest winds at 20 to 25 miles an hour. Would expect maybe a gust up to 30 is possible, and gusts are really going to be something we're going to have to watch, especially into tomorrow. Taking a look at tomorrow, scattered showers once again, really not going to be a washout, but something that you're definitely going to have to watch. Going to be very spotty in nature across the region. 68 the high, winds out of the west at 15 to 20 miles an hour. And now I mentioned those wind gusts, and they've been kind of a problem with the rain here, but we will get a little bit of a break into Saturday afternoon and evening. You see, kind of calming things down Saturday 9 o'clock, but that's not going to last forever as we see these winds move back into the region Sunday afternoon. We see most of the region by Sunday afternoon gusting between 20 and 25 miles an hour. So with already saturated soils, we might expect things to be, in terms of things that are in the ground in this soggy soil, might be moved around, might expect some spotty power outages if the winds are able to gust that high on Sunday. So definitely something we're going to have to watch. But we're actually coming out of this wet pattern and we're into some dry air here. We see Friday 11 o'clock at night, we see finally some clear skies across Muncie, and Saturday is going to be a beautiful day across most of central Indiana. Sunday, a little bit more cloudy and spotty showers, but overall going to be a beautiful weekend if you're headed out anywhere. Certainly going to be much different and much warmer. In fact, if we look at the temperatures over the next 6 to 10 days, we see places of the northern plains, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, much below average, but here in the eastern seaboard and even in eastern Indiana, above average to a certain extent, which is really going to make for much warmer conditions, and it's actually going to feel quite like spring over the next 7 days here. If we take a look at our Ross 7-day forecast here, we can see Friday 53, Saturday a sunny 66 degrees, Sunday 72 degrees, breezy conditions, Monday 78, may even see our first shot at 80 degrees if some of these model predictions actually pan out. Tuesday going to be a little bit of a spotty shower chance, but overall 76 degrees still, 74 on Wednesday and 68 on Thursday. So while it's been wet and rainy the past couple days, it's certainly going to feel like spring as we head into the next work week.
That sunshine really is going to be the light at the end of the tunnel with all this rain. It has been insane.
Today has not been looking nice.
No, it's been flooding everywhere. The streets are full. The sidewalks are crazy. The pond by Stu West is almost to the bridge.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Let's say thankfully the worst of the rain is behind us.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Noah. Now we're going to take a look at sports with Luke.
One Ball State program is gearing up for the postseason, and a local softball team is looking to make history. All this and more next in sports.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Luke Barnes with sports. Earlier today, Ball State men's basketball standout Bashir Jihad announcing that he will be transferring to Arizona State University. Jihad averaged 18.9 points, 8 rebounds, and nearly 2 assists per game this season for the Cardinals. The rising senior will now look to make an immediate impact under head coach Bobby Hurley for the Sun Devils next season, and Ball State will look to fill the void he has left. Hopping into the pool, Ball State men's swim and dive has made the switch from the Mid-American Conference to the Missouri Valley Conference. The official announcement comes today after the MVC announced that it will sponsor Ball State for the 2024-25 season. Men's swim and dive has been in the MAC since 1953. Ball State women's swim and dive will continue to compete in the MAC despite the change of conference for the men. To bump things over to the court, Ball State men's volleyball is getting ready for the Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association tournament. After another 20-win season, the 20-9 Cardinals claim the top seed in the MIVA bracket. As a result, Ball State will have home court advantage throughout the entire tourney. The Cardinals' first round matchup is against Queens University of Charlotte on Saturday at 7 p.m. in Worthen Arena. Yorktown softball has been on a historic run in recent seasons, reaching the semi-state level of the tournament in back-to-back seasons. NewsLink Indiana's Aiden Riegel caught up with the squad, looking to return once again.
Yorktown softball are teeing off a new season with lots of expectations. But after years of success, senior Caitlin LaFernie knows exactly what it will take for her team to reach the heights of previous years.
We just have to play as a team. It's a team sport. Every pitch matters at the plate and on the mound, so I just think as long as we take it step by step that we'll have a lot of success this year.
With just 2 seniors this year, Ava McNally knows it's on her and LaFernie's shoulders to help their younger teammates play their best.
Obviously we were in that time at one point, so just bringing them up, uplifting them, making sure everyone has their role and everyone handles it with responsibility.
But they can't do it alone. LaFernie says it will take others stepping up to truly make this season special.
We have a very young team, so some of the girls are just going to have to step up and start to be leaders, and I think that Ava and I will be a good teacher for that. I think we're really good leaders, and we just got to see them loosen up and have some fun on the field.
LaFernie and McNally are not only great leaders off the field, but they're stars on it too. Head coach Jeremy Penrod had loads of praise for the Yale and Ball State commits.
Caitlin, we've talked about this time when she was a freshman, her having the ace role, and Ava's expectations of not only her leadership in the field, but offensively as well. So we expect a lot out of both of them, and we have no doubt we'll get what we're asking for.
The Tigers started off their season with a 10-0 win over Elwood in 5 innings, and the Tigers hope to keep that momentum for the rest of the season and return to semi-state once again. In Yorktown, Aiden Riegel, NewsLink Indiana.
I know the Ball State basketball roster is definitely going to be shaken up by Bashir Jihad transferring to Arizona State. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I remember when I found out that he was transferring, and it was pretty bittersweet. He's kind of a star, so I was pretty upset, but I wish nothing but the best for him.
I know Ball State is losing a lot of great players in the transfer portal. I have a hometown friend, Joey Brown, is on the basketball team, and he's also in the transfer portal, and that is just, you hate to see it, but, off the bigger and better.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Luke.
Luke.
Coming up, Corey Shaw has your campus coverage.
And we have one final look at your weather next.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Of course.
Yes.
Have you ever asked for help yourself?
It's always tough, right? I always feel like I can solve my own problems, but eventually, you just can't deal with it on your own. And you start to question, maybe people would be better off without me. When you realize that you're not alone, once you take that first step, there's so much support.
why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, no, never gonna let you go. Baby, never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go.
Welcome back. My name is Corey Shaw, and this is your campus coverage. Art and music lovers of all ages came out for an exposition at the David Owsley Museum of Art. Earlier today, DOMA hosted an exhibit on the Beyond Mariachi Hoku family, collection, and music in the museum. During the exhibit, attendees got to listen to poems and music that were inspired from artwork from the Hoku family collection. The event was free to the public, and another event prior encouraged attendees to write poems inspired by the art exhibit, which were featured in the exposition. Marie Nicholson tells us why the programs like these are important.
Why are programs like this here at DOMA important? I feel like being able to combine the visual, music, and language arts really provides multiple ways to experience arts and culture. And DOMA is proud to be a community resource for people of all interests.
You can visit the David Owsley Museum of Art at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday to Friday and 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Saturday.
Thank you, Corey. We're having some pretty good weather coming up this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully some sunshine. Noah, what do you have for us?
Yeah, it's looking lovely. You would have no idea with the dreary weather we've had that it was going to be sunny and beautiful this weekend, but Saturday, 66 degrees, not a cloud in the sky for most of the day. Sunday, a little bit more cloudy, but also very warm and very breezy. 72 degrees is the high on Sunday. Monday, 80 degrees is possible for the first time in almost 175 days here in Muncie, Indiana. So it's definitely going to be something where you can feel the season starting to shift. 78 currently our high. Tuesday, 30% chance of rain. Now we might have a severe weather threat, but honestly too close or too far out to tell right now. We'll have to keep you posted on all our NLI socials. 76 is the high. 74 on Wednesday, 68 on Thursday. So overall a beautiful weather pattern setting in the next week.
Well, thank you so much, Noah. I'm really looking forward to those temperatures. But now, before we get going, we are wishing one special senior a goodbye this evening. Tonight's producer, Izzy Medina, has been with NewsLink Indiana since 2022.
He has held a position in both production and as a producer throughout his time in the organization. We appreciate his dedication to NewsLink Indiana and would like to give him the floor to say his goodbye.
Oh man, this isn't easy. It's ill. I've enjoyed my time here for sure. I've loved every moment that I've been here, and it's a fun experience. It's very, being here with all my friends and everything. It's nice. I love it. Coming here every other Thursday, seeing everyone, and being a part of a great team, and hopefully. Oh man, this is. But yeah, it's just I love it. I love everybody here, and it's great. It's really great. I had a great time, great memories, great everything. Shout out to the production room. Shout out everybody in there. Everyone who maybe had get a chance to be here, because without them, I don't know where I'd be. Shout out to Andy. Heck yeah. Being under Andy APing, it's awesome. Taught me a lot. Other than that, had a great time here.
Well, thank you, Izzy, for everything that you do, and we're so excited to see where you go. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for our sister show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.